What's going on, brothers? I hope you're all having a blessed day today. And today I'm going to be showing you all how to create a quick little customer service chatbot that you can go ahead and use as a lead magnet, a low ticket offer, or maybe even as a full-on service for your agency. But I'm not trying to waste your time, so let's go ahead and get right into this. So the tool that we're going to be using to make these chatbots is Voicebo. Voicebo is a really good tool, has a lot of good features, and it's really easy to make chatbots on it. So this is what the page looks like when you first make your chatbot, but we're not going to need all of this. So what you want to do is hold shift, drag, select all of that, and just get rid of it all. Cool. So now we've only got the start node here. And the first thing we want to do is drag out this start node, and we want to select a text node. So we can go ahead and call this node intro. Alright, so now we've got our intro node, and the first thing we want the bot to say is to introduce itself. So you want to type something like, "Hi, let's just call it Bill. I'm Bill from," and then you would put in your client's name, or the name of the company that the name of your client's company. So let's just call it, "I'm Bill from the Cool Med Spa." Right? Now let's call him Bill from the Cool Gym. He's Bill from the Cool Gym. Then we can put in a little emoji as well, just to add a bit more expressiveness to it. Cool. And one of the cool things about Voicebo is that you can use this AI button to generate 3 different variants, so the chatbot has a different introduction every time. So now it's, "Hey, I'm Bill. Greetings, I'm Bill. And what's up, I'm Bill." Cool. Now what we want to do is come over to the side, the talk text, and we want to drag it down again. We want to ask the user, "How can I help you today?" Cool. Now that is the first node complete. Now from here, we want to drag it over to our next node, but instead of a talk one, we're going to use a listen choice node, and the choice node is going to be able to send the user down, or rather send the chatbot into different paths that have different functions. So this chatbot, as is fairly simple, it's only going to have 2 paths. One path is going to direct the user to leave a review when they enter a specific phrase, and the other path is just a simple question and answer loop. User asks a question, chatbot answers it, then it ends by saying, "Is there anything else I can help you with?" where the user can keep asking questions. Right. So right here, as you can see here, we'll just call this one intent. Right. Now, first path, we're going to call it leave a review. And we could create new intent. Now, once we created the intent, you're going to see this page. And as you can see here, there's something called utterances. And what utterances are phrases that when the chatbot sees, it's going to direct the user down a specific path. So let's say they type something like, "I want to leave a review." Right, when the chatbot sees that specific phrase, it's going to send them down this leave a review path, directing them to leave a review. But as we can see here, this bar here is saying that it's weak. That's because there's only one phrase that's going to direct this path. And as you should know, there are more than one ways to ask to leave a review. You could be like something like, "Can I leave a review?" Or, "I really love this gym." Something like that. "May I leave?" Right, so the type of few. And then you want to ask the AI to generate, let's say, 5 more utterances, just to increase the strength, increase the probability that when the user expresses their intent to go down, leave a review, it's going to send them down this path. So you can go ahead and read all of these, enter, select all of those. Now we can see that it's strong. We'll just leave it there. But you want to have like at least 10, maybe even 15 versions of this utterance, just to ensure that the chatbot actually goes down this path when the user when the user expresses their interest in leaving a review. So now we're just going to create that intent. Right, and now what we want to do is we want to go to the little settings tab here, and then we want to add a no match, and just click add manually. Boom, and then just leave that as, actually not yet. You want to go to the no match, and then you want to click the path button. Now we've got that. So essentially this chatbot is either going to go down this leave a review path, or when let's say they just ask a question, right? Since it's not going to pick that up through this intent, it's going to go down to this no match one and send them to the question and answer loop. So let's go ahead and do this question and answer loop first. So what you want to do is drag this node out to a new node. Then we want to go to AI and response AI. Just here, and we want the AI to answer from the knowledge base, which we will be updating later. What you want to do is type in the variable last utterance, the question, right? So last utterance is essentially a variable that collects the last thing that the user typed. So if the last thing that the user typed was a question, the AI is going to pick up on that, and the instructions you want to give it is answer the user's question. And then we're going to go down here and then put in the variable last utterance again. Then we just want to, leave that as is. Now we've got the no, you don't need the not found path. But anyway, now we've got this, last utterance node. Okay, and from here, we want to add one more node. And we're going to call this one, we're going to make it a text one. We're just going to call this node back to main loop. Cool. Now, what we want here is to simply ask the user, is there anything else? That's not how you spell else. I can help you with. Cool. Then from here, it's going to go right back to that main loop. And congratulations, you've got a quick little question and answer loop that's instantly going to circle back and answer any of the questions the user has. So we're going to drag this down here a bit. Actually, let's drag it over here. Cool. Now, what we want to do is go up a little bit, and then we want to go to event and then intent. We drag that out. Now this is where we're going to make our review intent. So the thing that's going to trigger this intent is leave a review. So that way, when the user comes down here, they type something that say, I really love this gym. It's going to send them up here to this path. That's going to be something completely separate that's going to direct them to leave a review. So we want to drag a new node, another text node, and let's just say something like, that's fantastic. Right, that's a little better. Then boom. Then we want to add another text block and ask if they want to leave a review. Would you like to leave a review? From there, we want to give them a choice via button. So what you want to do is go to the listen buttons option, drag that down there, and then we want our first button to be like, yes, absolutely. And then we want to add another button that says no thanks. And what we want to do with the no thanks button is simply drag it down back to the main loop. So if they say no, it's like, well, is there anything else I can help you with? Where they can start asking questions again. Now, in the event that they click the yes button, we want to... Okay, so now what you want to do is drag it from the yes node. So when they click that yes button, we're going to have it another text node. We're going to have it say something along the lines of, amazing, can you please provide the program name and something you liked about your experience with us? And with this, I'll be able to create a little message for your review. Cool. Then we're going to drag a listen node and a capture. From there, we're just going to capture the entire user reply. Then we're going to come over to the side from listen, capture, and we want it to simply just capture the entire user reply. So you don't have to change anything there. So what you want to do from here is drag over, create a new node, but this time we're going to use the AI set AI node. Now we're going to call this node review. Right? And from here, we're going to enter a prompt. Make sure it stays on AI model. We're not using the knowledge base here. Boom. And it's going to be something like, following is information from a customer about on the program they purchased from our fitness studio, the cool gym, and what they liked about the program. Please create a 2 to 3 sentence review based on this info that's cheerful and reflects well on the business. Now I'm gonna leave a PDF file that like has all of the phrases and all the prompts that I use, so you can go ahead and use them for yourself without having to actually type them out. And I'll leave that in the description. But in any case, we just, got that, reflects on the business, and it's gonna read that from the last utterance. And the variable we want to save this to is new variable that we're gonna call it review. Boom. Next, we're gonna drag a text node, and we're gonna ask the user, thanks, or rather, great. Is this okay with you? And then we're going to highlight our variable. And yeah, there we go. So cool. Now what's happening is it's reading that and it's saving what it came up with in this variable called review. Then next, it's going to be like, great, is this okay with you? Then it's going to read back the review that it created for them. So next, you want to come over here. You want to go to buttons and drag a button node. First button, it'll be yes. The next button will be no. Cool. And not that. If they select no, come over here, new node, text node, and you're going to want to copy and paste this, or you want to simply have it say, I'm sorry, I'll try harder next time. Please leave a review on our Google listing page, or whatever, maybe the Facebook page, or whatever your client uses to collect reviews. From here, you simply want to drag this back to the main loop. And that way, they can enter this question and answer phase, or maybe even try to leave another review. Right, so in the event that they do say yes, you can simply just be like, another text node, say something along the line, leave a review on your behalf. And we'll just add a little smiley face. Now from here, I'm going to use a little trick that we're, instead of clicking one of these, we're gonna go to actions, go to block, and we're gonna have it, back to main loop, back to main loop. And that way you don't have to drag it all the way over there. It gets a bit cluttered, but cool. Now we've got the review, and this is essentially the structure of the chatbot, right? So now what we want to do is update the knowledge base. So there's different types of knowledge bases that you can use. You click add data source, you can add URLs, sitemaps, text, PDFs, or doc files. Usually what you'd want to do is use a sitemap, since the people you're reaching out to, especially if you're using this as a lead magnet, you haven't come into contact with them yet. So what you can do is have a sitemap, go collect the sitemap, use it as a knowledge base, and then send them the chatbot, be like, hey, made this for you for free, would you be interested in putting it on your website or something like that. In any case, we're going to be using a sitemap since that's the easiest to get, especially if these are people you're not in contact with yet. So to get a sitemap, let's just go to Gold's Gym. So once you're on the website, we don't need all of this. Hold on, let's go ahead and get rid of all of that extra stuff, all those extra characters. And you want to have the base website URL, and then you want to simply type slash, or if it doesn't have the slash, you type slash sitemap.xml. What this is going to do is going to bring up the sitemap for the website. Once you have that, you simply copy that, paste that over, add data source, sitemap, enter in the sitemap, and boom, now you've got a sitemap with a bunch of URLs that it's going to be able to use. Now, in some cases, it might be too much. Like here, there we go. So the final thing you want to do is go to the settings, and we want to change this. We just want to use Claude Instant 1.2, which is the best one that you can use without having to pay any money. And keep the temperature to 0.05. Drag that down, keep the max focus the same, and don't use this base one. What you want to use is right here. And again, I'll leave this in the description. This is essentially the knowledge base settings that's gonna, basically the personality of the chatbot. It's gonna make sure it doesn't go off the hinge and start doing things that it's not supposed to. Now, there's a quick way that you can modify this for whatever your client. So you can simply just copy and paste this chatbot and deliver it to people. And what you want to do is come over to ChatGPT. You want to come over to ChatGPT. Make sure you're using GPT-4, as I'm not sure if this works with 3.5. But anyway, you want to tell GPT to change this prompt for a gym called the Cool Gym. The name is Bill. And you want to copy that in. Boom. Then ChatGPT is essentially going to change this whole thing for whatever, you know, the name of your client's company is and whatever you decide to name your chatbot. So once you have that, go ahead and save that, and congratulations, you've gone ahead and created a chatbot. And one more thing, I forgot that we want to drag this over and go to actions, to intent, and we want to go to leave a review intent. I forgot to do that earlier, but essentially now when they type in their desire to leave a review, it's going to take them over here and send them on this path. Make sure to do that. That's very important. Otherwise, your chatbot's not going to work. But now what we want to do is test the chatbot, which you can do by simply hitting R. You run a test, and we got Bill from the Cool Gym. We can say something like, I want to leave a review. Jumps here. That's fantastic. Would you like to review? Absolutely. It's going to send us down this path, and we want to type, I really loved the training program. I gained 20 pounds of lean muscle in 5 seconds. Obviously that's not true, but just for this we're gonna put that. So it's gonna read that, and then it's gonna change it up a little bit. It's like, boom, I'm absolutely thrilled with my experience at the Cool Gym. Strength training program was really amazing. Just a short amount of time, I was able to gain 20 pounds of lean muscles, trailers, nozzle, etc., etc. Click yes, and it's going to save that in review, and it's going to be like, I'll leave that review on your behalf. Now, it's not actually going to be able to do that. You're going to have to store it in a variable and then run it through a automation service like Zapier or Make.com, which is going to store that review in some sort of Google Sheet. Then you can go in the Google Sheet and actually post that review. But you don't gotta worry about that. This is a simple chatbot. They're not paying you for anything. This is just like an example of your services. And just like that, you created a quick customer service chatbot that you can go ahead and copy and paste between clients. Use it as a lead magnet, or maybe even a full-on service. But yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys found some value in this. Hopefully you're able to use this chatbot, start getting some results for your agency. And that's about it. Let's put the work in. Peace.